Well, after all that has been said by persons who know the New Patriotic Party perhaps better than I do, what is there to say? Look, I'm hearing the contestants. I'm hearing their campaign teams speak and so on. And sometimes I'm just sitting back and wondering, what is the message they want to send? I saw this video clip of Adwoa Safo. And they all still want to call themselves honorable. I don't know why, you know. In fact, persons who are accused of crimes, the state wants to prosecute. The state still refers to them as honorable and so on. I don't know what is happening with this title. But I saw this video clip of Honorable Adwoa Safo. And after she had finished a long, winding rendition, I was asking myself, who is she campaigning for? Who is she campaigning for and who is she campaigning against? One, she makes the allegation that the previous administration or the previous government lost elections because it was engaged in what she called family and friends, whatever that means. So you're talking about the previous government and you're saying that, look, its focus was on family and friends. And Alhaji Mahamadu Bawumia was the vice president in that administration. Okay. He wasn't just an ordinary vice president. He was a very special vice president. In fact, both president and party heaped praises upon him, praises upon praises. I mean, if you heard the president speak about Alhaji Mahamadu Bawumia, you would think that he was talking about some magician. You understand? How he was so knowledgeable, how he knew economics so well, he was going to turn the economy around, how he was going to save the city, which had become hotter, and so on. You understand? So he wasn't an ordinary vice president. He was a very prominent vice president. Indeed, for most of the things that happened, he was the spokesperson. You understand? He was chairman of the economic management team and so on. So if they lost elections, and who lost the elections? They lost the elections with Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia as presidential candidate. And she's saying that it's their misdeeds which led them to lose elections. Then somehow she proclaims her support for Dr. Bawumia. The people who did family and friends government, whose performance led to such a disastrous defeat and so on. So I'm totally confused. Then she tells us that she doesn't hate Kennedy Agyapong. How can she hate Kennedy Agyapong? Kennedy Agyapong is the father of her two children, one handsome boy and one beautiful girl. She says that. How that comes into this campaign, handsomeness and beautifulness and so on, how that comes into this campaign, I don't know. But she claims that Kennedy Agyapong gave her one handsome boy, and one beautiful girl. And that's important in this campaign messaging. Okay. But that's not the point. That Kennedy Agyapong pa. If she joins Kennedy Agyapong's campaign team and helps Kennedy Agyapong to win power, she will not get any prominent position. Because Kennedy Agyapong, he doesn't like doing family and friends. So, is she campaigning for Kennedy Agyapong? Obviously, yes. Because the people of Ghana, the people in the NPP, they don't want people who will come and do family and friends. You understand? There are many people in the NPP who were so upset, according to them, that they didn't get anything out of that government because they were not family and they were not friends. And then people were going to vote. And they are telling them that this Kennedy Agyapong man, he doesn't like family and friends at all. So are you campaigning against Kennedy Agyapong or you are campaigning for Kennedy Agyapong? In any case, what is our politics about? Personal interest? The positions we are going to get? Is that what the politics is about? And if that is what the politics is about, who is going to vote for MPP? When the people who claim that when their candidates win, they will get big positions, their focus is about themselves and what position they are going to get and so on. Who is going to be motivated to vote for the New Patriotic Party? I just wonder, But look, there is something which I'm struggling to understand. Anytime anybody says something against Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia, the party machinery responds very vigorously and quickly. Say something against Dr. Bawumia, General Secretary will issue a statement or will address a press conference. But you can say anything against Kwabena Agyapong, party is quiet. You can reduce Kennedy Agyapong to shreds, party will never come to his defense and so on. Why? Are they not all campaigning on the ticket of the same political party? So it's as if Kennedy Agyapong, Kwabena Agyapong, and Adwoa and Kwabena Agyapong are coming from Mars. They don't belong. You can insult them, you can say anything about them, party will not defend them. I mean, that's a problem. There's a party which claims to be creating, fair platform for everybody. And look at how it behaves. I don't believe what is happening. It's incredible. And then every now and then, my friend Collins, my friend Honorable Collins Adomako. I happened to have been having a discussion with him on the same platform. And he was talking about the fact that he was going to his constituency. He couldn't be in his constituency when Kennedy Agyapong arrives. And that he had made arrangements for his constituents to receive him and to treat him well and so on. That was what he was saying. And I said, but Collins, how can anybody believe that you'll be fair? Because you have declared for Bawumia. And you are the one, as MP, who is supposed to be receiving people who are coming to your constituency to campaign and so on. So how can you be fair when you have so publicly declared for Bawumia? That's a problem. And it's not just about this election. In all the previous elections, these things happen. People holding positions, members of parliament and so on, were declaring for candidates of their choice. It should not happen in any clear democracy where the field is open and fair. You understand? So he said, oh, no, he will not do anything to the disadvantage of Kennedy Agyapong. He's giving instructions that the people should treat him fair. But you've told the same people that Kennedy Agyapong is not qualified to be president and that they should vote for Bawumia. So how can they be fair, So these are some of the problems. Now already, the New Patriotic Party is hemorrhaging big time. I went to this Africa Summit, which was organized by Mr. Alan Kyeremanteng. And that's told me something. I went there and I saw the key organizers, young, articulate people, lawyers, accountants, and so on, business executives and so on, very actively organizing around Mr. Alan Kyeremanteng. And all these people used to be part of the New Patriotic Party. And the party has lost them. The reality is that the party has lost them. Articulate, young professionals. You understand? That's minors. They are not there. Perhaps the party could recruit them others from somewhere and so on. But when? And these are brilliant people. I mean, look at somebody like lawyer Apia Dankwa. His brilliance and so on. You know, he's gone. He's been lost. The party is hemorrhaging. You know, and I can go on and mention a long list of brilliant young men and serious people who have left. You understand? So the party is hemorrhaging on that score. That's number one. Two, we are talking about people around Mr. Alan Kyeremanteng and the United Party Plus, and so that's what we are talking about. We're not talking about people like Dr. What is his name? No. US KNUST lecturer who's Akuba, who has left, who wants to form a party but has not formed a. They are also there. They are not around Alan. They've also been lost. And Dr. Mwakuba was a strong voice in the campaign of the AP. Very strong voice. Even if you lose him alone, you've lost something. But it's not just him alone. You've lost them. You understand? So that's a problem. Now, some of the campaign messages are also worried and frightening. I'm sure you have all heard some. I mean, you meet party delegates to campaign, and you are telling them that next time when we come to power, we will make sure that all the available jobs go to MPP people. And this is recorded and it's on social media. You've lost the elections already. How many MPP people are there? There are so many people who are not NDC, who are not MPP, who do not belong to the parties. And they decide who win an election. And you are telling them that if they make the mistake of voting for you, their children will never get employment. That you will come up with some digital, electronic something, which will make sure that if you are not MPP there, your name will not come there at all. Your name will not be in the database. It will appear. You will never get a job. Campaign messaging. Look, these are internal elections, but it has the effect also of a national campaign because the messages are out there. The media is covering it. They are recording videos and so on. So, who wants to become president of Ghana and wants to become president of Ghana because he will provide jobs only to MPP people? I can't understand. And sometimes it looks like some of these are politicians, their brains are not in their heads. Their brains may be somewhere else. Maybe God put their brains in their stomachs. I can't believe it. This is campaign message. And then they haven't stopped this stupidity of I am a northerner and therefore vote for me. I'm a central region man, so for people of central region will vote for me and so. They haven't stopped that. It has never worked in any election.
Yes, this week has been a very interesting one for the New Patriotic Party. Lots and lots of talks, accusations and counter-accusations. But it's a political party. And for where we've gotten to, some of these things are expected, especially when you are going for an election, which some of us are of the opinion that this election is about, let's say, a way of freeing ourselves, having, in quotes, independence, just like we've been discussing this morning. I believe in Africa, and I believe the time has come for us, just like Uncle Kwesi Pratt said, not to kowtow to the Western world in all that we do. Here is the case after probably Kwame Nkrumah, all the leaders that we've had going forward to this stage have been kowtowing to the Western world. There is this leader who is emerging from the New Patriotic Party, who believes so much in Ghana. In fact, all his investments in the world, I can say, that at least 70 to 80% are in Ghana. Come to think of his houses, about 274, all in Ghana. His factories are here in Ghana. This is a man who believes in Ghana, who says that we should, the only leader within the NPP, and it is something that he was telling us in private. And I was so glad when publicly he spoke about it. And graciously enough, that was when Uncle Kwesi Pratt interviewed him. He said that the person whose record he wants to beat is Kwame Nkrumah. And for somebody who is coming out of NPP to have Kwame Nkrumah as his role model, it should tell you a lot. That he is a visionary man. He is being fought against within. And when you listen or you hear some of the comments, it's just laughable. That he can't go to the IMF and speak on our behalf. Going forward, you are thinking of going to IMF. Going forward, you are thinking of how to go and give speeches at UN. Is that what Ghana needs at this very moment? So now, obviously not. We need a pragmatic leader who will be bold enough to lead Ghana on a path that will help Ghana and Africa. If all his investments are in Ghana, it should tell you the kind of heart he has. At times he speaks so passionately, and it is seen, yes, that at times he goes overboard. Why? It is all because of the passion he has for this country. People talk about pastors and things. So are we happy with the things or that were going on? Let me say, were we happy at the things that were going on in the past? Where a pastor could import cars into the country and pay no duty. And we can't speak about it simply because he's a man of God. Touch not the anointed. This is a man, Kennedy Agyapong, who is able to stand on a ground and say, yeah, you are a pastor. You've not paid your duties as far as the importation of your cars are concerned. Go and pay. And the pastor went to pay. Is this not the kind of leader that we need? Should people be doing all manner of things in the name of God? That somebody's car is taken by a pastor in the name of prophecy. And we sit in a country and nobody is bold enough to come out and speak the truth. And when this soul man is able to do it, then I can tell you on authority, the pastors who are behind Kennedy Agyapong and supporting him as we speak, it's amazing. Why? Because they realize that he spoke the truth. It's about time we speak the truth to power. It's about time we get a leader in the nature of Kennedy Agyapong who will be able. That's why he said, let me also put on record that I had all my legal training about 7 years with Honorable Atachere. So he's my former boss, and I respect him so much. But I disagree with some of the comments that he made. When he was interviewed this week, he made mention of the fact that we don't need Ken Agyapong as a president because he's capable of slapping somebody at cabinet. And they've been colleagues from Addis Ababa and within the MPP for all these years. Can he cite an instance where Ken Agyapong slapped somebody? No. But I think probably he was just trying to create or paint an image to us. Should he have a president who will sit and just look at his cabinet being messed up and I don't know, is it as a result of friends or family and friends? I've also come to Safo. We just sit as a president and you look at your ministers performing poorly, but you're not able to say anything. Is that the kind of leadership that we want going forward? No. We were in this country when there was pressure mounted on our own president, Addo. That's one thing he got wrong. Regarding Ofori Atta as the finance minister, that he should be sacked. It took MPs, MPP MPs, about 80 something, to sign that no, Ofori Atta must go. Did he go? No. He did not. Although we knew some of the things were wrong, he did not go because the president couldn't push him away. Now, that is what some of our leaders within the MPP are afraid of when it comes to Kennedy Agyapong. Because it is obvious. As he was asked, how are you going to curb corruption? A simple answer, meaning what be? Meaning, I am not going to be corrupt. I'm not going to take the taxpayers' money. So how dare you take it? This is the kind of man that we need. This is the kind of man that is speaking and he's talking about jobs. That is where Ghana has gotten to. Look at what is happening with galamsey menace. And President Mahama said it. That if you want to stop galamsey, we should think twice because it is creating employment for a lot of the youth. So if they are to stop, we should think about what they are going. That is President Mahama's opinion. What Ken Agyapong says is that what I come to do is to create jobs, 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 and jobs for the people. I'll ban 4.5 billion food importations, Kennedy Agyapong. Just like we were discussing. Why should Ghana, and for that matter Africa, why should we import food? Whilst we have the best of land, arable lands in this country, but we import food. So if you have somebody who will be able to stand on his grounds and do the right thing, why shouldn't we follow that such a person? What did Adwoa say? Adwoa said, I have 2 children with Kennedy Agyapong. And the Kennedy Agyapong that I know, the fact that I have 2 kids with him, he will not give me an appointment. That will be a family and friends matter. Honestly speaking, that family and friends things that we always say about politicians, I don't usually side with it, especially if the family member or the friend is competent. How Mutari something who is in government now, I think President Mahama's cousin, the lady, what's the name? I've forgotten.
Joyce Bauer.
George Bauer. Joyce Bauer. Is she incompetent? If she is capable, she should be pushed out simply because she's related to President Mahama. All the people who campaign with President Mahama, all the NDC gurus, are they not friends? Are they all supposed to be thrown out? No, you are going to form the government with them. Maybe when Senna becomes president one day, I may become the Attorney General if I'm competent because I'm a friend. On that basis, I have no issues with it. But family and friends, just for the sake of family and friends, Kennedy Agyapong will not do that. And Adwoa knows it because he knows Kennedy Agyapong very well. That is all that he said, she said. And that is what we have been trumpeting all this while. Now, he says that, Adwoa says that, but Bawumia will give me an appointment in his government. What is the relationship between Adwoa and Bawumia? Are they enemies or friends? Obviously, they are friends. So his camp will condone friends, family and friends governance. But Kennedy Agyapong is not ready for that. And that is where the difficulty of most of NPP leaders who do not see eye with Kennedy Agyapong, that's the problem that they have. But it is for the good of the country. This is a leader that when you are in caucus meeting with, he will let you understand right from the word go that when we get power and we are leading this country and you are given an opportunity, you mess up, I'll fire you. He will tell you there and then. Even meeting delegates, he tells them that yes, you are going to create jobs and you are going to handle the jobs. Any politician will say, you need the votes. We even at times we tell them, oh, honorable, we need the votes now. So you, some of these things, just calm down. So he said, no, let me tell them what they need to know now, so that I will not take them by surprise tomorrow. He will tell you, the delegates, that I'm going to create jobs. You will get opportunity to work. But if you should mess up, I'm going to fire you. So this is a man that we are talking about. But we should also remember, as I started by saying that it is to be expected, because especially getting to January, the elections on 31st of January. But it doesn't mean that that is going to be the end of MPP. At least the little history we know as far as 1992 setup is concerned are elections. The periods that you find the party struggling internally are the periods that they win power. I hope Senna, you remember Fonka games within the NDC. The 2011 thereof. That was brutal. 2012 they won. I'm not saying that is the best. Even in MPP, the 2015-2016 turmoil was far, far bigger than this. That is when the internal fighting caused us to even sack our chairman, the national chairman, and the secretary from the party. We won the elections. So these things happening, we shouldn't think that because jabs have been thrown left, right, center, it means MPP is out and cannot win the 2028 elections. History will not support that fact. We know that we are going to win these primaries as far as Bawumia is concerned. Why? Because Ghanaians, I don't know, Senna, maybe you don't use Tróuble. You use Tróuble. You go to the road, we go to the market, we hear what Ghanaians are saying. As long as our internal elections are concerned, they say, bring us Kennedy Agyapong and we'll vote for you. During the 2024 campaign season, I personally went around most regions, one-on-one, radio stations, TV stations. After your presentation, the people will tell, if you had brought Kennedy Agyapong, would have voted for me. I supported Bawumia 2023. But 2024, they told us, if you had brought Kennedy Agyapong, would have voted for you. We thought it was a joke, but the results that we have now before us comes to the single conclusion that Bawumia will not win us 2028. Simplicity. Listen to what Bawumia Campaign is saying this week, and you realize that we take Bawumia to battle 2028 at our own peril. Out of 16 constituencies, regions, we failed to win in 7 regions. The presidential, within the 7 regions, we didn't win 1 constituency. That's what I want to say. Within 7 regions, we couldn't win 1 constituency presidential. And you see, the interesting thing is, yes, people did not vote. That is correct. Per our own analysis, our people also did not vote. Per NPP's analysis, our people did not vote. The question is, why didn't they vote? If they were our people, then they should have gone out there to vote. Because we had a new candidate. Now, even looking at the results, you realize that close to 400,000 people voted for NPP MPs, but voted for President John Mahama. This is the only period that we've seen the parliamentary candidates carrying the presidential candidate along. This is the only period. If you look at 1996, come in, you realize that at any point in time, our presidential candidates, they carry along our parliamentary candidates. So putting all the parliamentary candidates' results together, the presidential always beats the parliamentary candidates put together. But this time around, close to 400,000 people voted for the MPs, but voted against our candidates. That should tell you that we have a problem as far as our candidate is concerned. But the truth of the matter is that when you speak about some of these things, you are seen and branded to be anti-NPP. Why should it be so? It is a contest that we are having, and people have availed themselves to be elected. I choose to be with one person. Why should it be that once you are not with the other camp, you are seen to be anti-NPP? That shouldn't be so. That shouldn't be so. So that's what I'm saying. It's a struggle. And it is a fight for our own independence within the NPP. And I can tell you for a fact, Senna, with all the rounds that we've had, as I speak, I'm here in Accra because of this show. Tomorrow, I join Kennedy Agyapong in the Ashanti region. And for all the places that we've stepped, I am confident enough to say that Kennedy Agyapong is winning these elections. Just this 2023. How many people could come out and speak for Kennedy Agyapong? He was a solo man, but he was able to get 37.4% of the votes. Now that he has a whole team working with him, he has MPs who openly have declared for him. It didn't used to be so. So, Senna, yes, we have issues, but we will overcome our challenges, especially when we get Kennedy Agyapong on the ballot. The one who will be able to bring home the UP. So that we all move in the right direction. Thank you very much, Senna.
Thank you very much. And throughout your presentation, I was watching the face of Mr. London. Anyway, Ryan Shaban is hearing us says, me too, I learn way more about slavery on my own than in school. Syllabus must be improved. He sent that from Senegal. There's Delake Marvelous who says, watching live from Kweto in the Agwatimeziope district in the Volta region, according to my view, Dr. Duchum is the best candidate for the MPP. But unfortunately, they won't pick him. Dr. Bawumia, Brian, and Kennedy lack credibility to bring MPP back to power. Alas, Hamdan from Nyoini South says the principles of the MPP have been undermined by some few selfish leaders who think they can always maneuver their way out to win every election. Their mindset is full of diabolical ideologies and destructive intentions. Every step they take is contrary to the principles of the party. The recent top-down approach, pending their internal elections, is going to be the biggest disaster ever created for the party. The arrogance and autocratic nature of who they are and what they stand for does not merit a comeback to power anytime soon. That's from Alas Hamdan. There's also this one from Power Stone. Why build government on friends? MPP have not learned any lessons from the past, still hyping another Nanado, a failure again to experiment Ghana. MPP never again. That is from him. There's William Mande Jikuno says, good morning. This Ken guy thinks Ghanaians are fools. As if we don't remember the stories we heard from the MPP before. Promises of jobs from former President Akufo Addo and Bawumia. What did we gain from them? They even ran the economy down worse than the NDC. I'm appealing to the youth to learn and understand that politicians are all the same. Family and friends, they only seek power to steal more. That's from Monday, William Jikuno. And then this one says, Uncle Kwesi, thank you for the education. Our politicians still our poor country and forget our poor country and run to the west with it. Thank you very much for those comments. Mr. London.
issue of MPP. talking about MPP, you know. My brother, you know, towards the end of his, apart from what he said about UP, he was saying that it shouldn't be that if you criticize the party or you have some different view, you are anti-MPP or you are against MPP. That has been the bane of MPP. That's what gave some of us problems. You know? When it was being done to some of us, they were happy. And it wasn't happening to them, but it's happening to us. Today, it's happening to you. So you say you don't understand why, if you are criticizing, you should be treated as though you are anti the party. Look, the tradition of the party was such that people would give their peace of mind to the party without fear or favor. And the party will respect that opinion. Whether it is to the leader of the party, the chairman of the party, or even the president of Ghana, who is from the party. That's how it was before. But under Nana Akufo Addo first as presidential candidate, then on to become president, it was worse. He dare not. The moment they look at you and they think that, oh, you are thinking different from them, oh, they dare not. And that has been the bane. You see, that has been the bane. And there are people who, you see, no matter what you say or whatever, it don't change them. There are some who will be intimidated and will always pretend like they are in agreement with you just to stay there. But it will show inside they are not happy. They will not give you that kind of support. They won't go out there and fight for the party the way it is necessary for them to go out there and fight for the party. You see, a poison chalice was given to the party. A poison, whereby if somebody disagrees with you or somebody has a different opinion, then another person is an enemy and treated as an enemy. Why? Political party. We can't have disagreement. We can't disagree on the path. We can't discuss views as a way of, you know. But before I'll tell you that some of the criticisms he had, the highest came from his own party. And it helped him to do a good job. Because when he is coming to cabinet as president, the ministers he has appointed, they are sharp guys. And once you put something down, he himself must be sure that, you know, nobody is going to, you know. So he'll do his own work, everybody do their own work. So his government succeeded, did well. Look at his achievement. That made all of us proud. Then what happens? A new leader who comes in and says, no, if I think you are not on my side. Why? Then you become enemies in a political party and you want the country to find you attractive? How? How? It is most unfortunate. You see, and when you think about all the... I come on, alleges, and read this. And I'm fighting them. And they're fighting me back. After all that, then simply because somebody thinks that no. It's wrong. It's wrong. And that has gone deep into the party. Okay, today, 2025, the party is looking for another leader for the next election. Look at what is going on. Huh? Look at what is going on. I mean, it's personal attacks. Personal attacks. My disappointment is with Atacha. Look, you see, in Ghana, there's something we should be proud of. I am blessed that because of the job my father did, it gave me an opportunity to live in different countries in my growing up days. And I experienced And he drew my attention to those things that made us stand out as Ghanaians. Our education system gives us a bond. So when you are in an institution with somebody, you naturally build a bond, and that bond is there. It has nothing to do with any other thing. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. In Adisada, we were even more proud of that. So if I will not help you, I will not damage you. There's no body, no student who was ever perfect in any school. But we recognize each other as comrades. I will not agree with you, I'll disagree with you, but I will respect you as such. I won't come into public and say that, oh, even when I was in school with you, no, that is too low. Too low. Abba, you are in the same party. It is too low. Jesus, the two of them are people I know well. I was in school with them. They were all my juniors. I know them well. Kennedy and Atta, I know them very well. But that was too low a blow. How? Disagree with Ken all you care. Ken, disagree with Atta all you like. It's acceptable and respectable. But there should be a limit. So when you do that, then what are you telling your supporters? Oh. And when you do this, you think you make the party attractive to Ghanaians to vote for the party? Damn. It's too bad. Too bad. Too bad. You know? Ghanaians want leadership. Decent leadership. Leadership that will look at you for what you can provide, what you can bring to the table. Not leadership that will look at you as to where are you coming from or where. That is. You know? And how can I help you? How can you help me so that this country moves forward? That should be our focus. But because the party needs a leader, people's private issues, are being thrown out there. And many of them are, you and I were not their situations. So when the person says, who can prove it or this? Meanwhile, the damage has been caused. Why? Why? Because of political power? Oh. And you see, at the end of the day, the party must think that every political party that goes out there, that party can never vote for itself to come to power. You have to attract Ghanaians who haven't made any political pledge, and even those who might be siding with one party or the other. You should try and convince them with your message. Let them have faith and confidence in you that you can provide for them what they aspire for. They should get the sense that you are coming so that in your case it will be family and friends. No, in this case it will not be fun. So they're out of the case, out of the story. It is too bad. The campaign has lost its bearing. You know, it's about who has money and who doesn't have money, and who is telling me what they have. What is the plan? What's the program? We are talking about this African conference that has just been held. Huh? Africa. You can fly from Los Angeles to New York. You are in one aerospace. You travel anywhere in Africa, you are going through so many different aviation, what do you call it? Aviation space. You have to cross Togo. You have to cross Benin before you get to Lagos and Nigeria. Then you have to cross here. But when the plane is flying from one end of the United States or in Europe, they've met. These are the things we should be thinking about. Like the conference was talking about. How do we, when we're able to do this, we reduce the cost of travel, we'll be able to do business more, we will have more prosperity. These are the things we should be talking about. Huh? But it's about how many houses somebody has. Kwame Nkrumah never had a house. He never had a house. And when the house was built for him and given to him, he turned it over to the state. It has nothing to do with how many houses you have. Has nothing to do with how many houses you have. You know? So, the campaign, the way it's going, I feel very sad. I feel very sad because you see, look, a few years ago, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he was described in all manner of horrible ways in reference to his governance. Horrible ways. He lost power. He is back. Well, everybody can see that. Yes. A lot of things that were said about him were not necessarily true. Just politics. Fine. At the end of the day, if somebody makes an accusation against you, there's very little you have to do about it. He's come, he's got an opportunity, and look at what he's doing. Look at the level of inflation. Some prices are coming down. Today, as people are doing Christmas shopping, people are sending messages. Hey, do you know if you go to this shop, the price is this, the price is that. So where you normally have shopped, because their prices haven't reflected, they are still selling at the old price. Somebody has got a new stock, which they probably bought at the current exchange rate, so the price is lower. So people are now going there. The market will adjust. So people are getting tangible results of his governance. So when another party is looking for a leader, the Ghanaians are listening to see what that leader was going to do to make things better for them. It's not about the things that have been talked about. And my brother, Ken, I wish him well. I know he has a passion to try and do some good things for Ghana. Yes, I don't hold it against him. So for that purpose, I wish him well. Now, the way the party is going, I know the result. The result of your up down was a top down election. I know the result. I know the result. You see, I know the result. And it's going to be the same cycle all over again. All over again. Look, you are campaigning with Ken. You have faith in him. I appreciate and respect that. And I commend you for the support you are giving him. Likewise, I did. I supported the previous candidate. I went around the country with him. I saw the support he had. I heard people say the same thing people are saying to Ken. I saw the masses of people come out on the streets to demonstrate their support for him. We went for election. And he got the results that he got in the internal primaries. There was a mechanism in place where people who were his close associates would phone him, they can't get him to phone me and say, look, tell your man what they have just offered me just now. And there are only 7 of us voting in this room. If one vote goes against, they'll know it is me. So please tell him that I'm sorry, but I have to vote. You know, and these are the machinations that are going on. And in the process, some of our best people, and it's happening not just at the top, even at the parliamentary level. Look at some of our parliamentary candidates and even sitting members of parliament that the party itself fought to get out simply because some leaders didn't like them. And it was a country that suffered. The former majority leader, Chemeza, he lamented bitterly that, oh, some of these people who are leaving, and he was referring to members, parliamentarians of his own party who were leaving. He was sorry, but he knew how some of them were leaving because the system did not want them. Why? One political party, you, oh, no, it's too bad. It's too bad. So, and you see, like I'm saying, the poison challenge that was the party has drunk from. It's gone so deep now that, I mean, look at what is going on with Natoshi recently. Oh! I mean, then apart from what is in the public, because we are also close, we have our brothers and friends in the party. And we see what is happening to some of them on the quiet. Simply because they are supporting one person or the other. Oh, why? It's wrong. And when that happens, the party begins to look less attractive to the people of Ghana. This is not a new patriotic party that, Ghanaians were so happy had come to power in 2000. It's not the same party at all. Look at the way Paul Lafoko was hounded out. What did he do? Years later, people realized, apparently, Kwabena Agyapong. What did he do? So you see, when all these things happen, people sit back and they look and say, no. The party, so yes, it's the principles that we respect and believe in. We will have a system where we can all talk freely. If you have a good idea, I should be able to interrogate the idea. And in the process of that interrogation, that idea might even become a better idea. But when it comes to the implementation, there's a far better result. Thanks to the criticism or critique that you got from somewhere. So if you want to run your governance in such a way that you don't want any critique, anybody who says anything is an enemy. No. That's why there's such a colossal failure the last time. Colossal. And the parties are prepared to come to terms with that and see, look, let's sit down carefully and look at things and see how we can. No, because there's a fear that if that is done, maybe certain things will change. No. It's not the best. So, when it comes to issues of... Some people have even changed the name of the party. I can't mention it.
What is the one that doesn't know is that we're all in the same soup. We're all in the same soup, but some of us decided to remain in the party.
My friend.
Ask Solomon.
Oh, well.
Yes.
But you see, but in politics, you see, in the United Party, we are not closing the door. You are saying you want to bring us to MPP. You need us.
Yeah.
You need us.
Yes, with the new.
You come and join us. No, but seriously, I just hope. And you see, the prospects only just look more gloomy between now and the end of January. I think, and this is Christmas period, though. And Christmas, everybody is generally cool. So if these are the kind of insults that are coming during Christmas, then in the new year, it will be terrible. So anyway, I wish them well. I have very close friends in the party, very close, you see, and they will always be my friends, close associates, So sometimes when I see some of these things, I feel very unhappy. But anyway, such is life. Thank you very much. In fact, this week, even the late Sir John's name was even dragged into the... It was so terrible. Anyway, this is from Masola Kpabli, so his constituency, who says, as for the MPP flag bearer race, whoever they will bring wouldn't matter, because no matter who they bring, they will still lose as they did in the 2024 general election. So I do not give a toss about it. But I will suggest, as a party in government should do, is to stage a massive protest against Akufo Addo for leaving us such a weak opposition. And since regards to the panelists, especially Mr. Pratt, that's quite an interesting one. There's also Musa Abatua says the MPP's internal conflicts do not appear to be ending anytime soon, especially as party leaders themselves have taken center stage in the exchanges, including public insults. Kennedy Agyapong has stated that he will not respond to the insults and character attacks for now, but that at the appropriate time will come for him. That the appropriate time will come for him to speak. Unfortunately, the situation has been worsened by the fact that some founding leaders of the party have openly taken sides, supporting one candidate over the other, which continues to deepen divisions within the party. Thank you, Musa. And this one says, good morning. Senator, says, on MPP Kum, this Ken Ofori Atta issue, on my part, the best way forward, he must voluntarily come down and face the law to save the image of his party if he sees himself as not corrupt. Aside that, MPP as a political party looking for the mandate of Ghanaians to rule this country again must advise Ken Ofori Atta to avail himself. If not, they are wasting their time relative to gaining the confidence of Ghanaians for political power. Sends regards to Mr. Philip Landing and his true talk on Kennedy Agyapong and otchere, Santa for life. And also to Ankwesi Pratt and the rest. Thank you very much for sending that message. Those are okay. Let me do Abasa Mogobo in offense who says Senator Kennedy Agyapong is the best candidate for the MPP, but unfortunately they will bring the same Bawumia who will lead them to another big defeat. Me?
Let me come to let me come to our brothers' issues from the MPP. Look, it is very simple. You see, when you plant deceit, you will only harvest disorder, and it is a matter of time. And that is what you are experiencing in the MPP. You've planted and planted deceit. And the disorder is just as a result of what you planted. All you need to do is to go back and replant the truth before this disorder will stop. It is not the first time they are going for primaries. They have gone for primaries. But I'm telling you, those primaries that brought Nana Akufo Addo onto the seat was the genesis of all these issues.
If I may, it was not I don't think it was the primaries itself. It was what happened subsequent.
I am coming. I am coming. I am coming. Yes, because I'm aware of what happened in Legon. And what happened in Legon was the seed that germinated. So I know what I'm talking about. It is that primaries in Legon. And the issues that were put on certain people. And they were never forgiven. They were never forgiven. And that is why they have to be asked out as a chairman. Look, you see this top-down or whatever you guys are doing. It was a plot that was orchestrated to ensure that one particular person exerts his influence throughout the structures of the party. Even to the polling stations. If you have a dissenting view, you are removed. Not by elections. You wake up the next day and the register has been changed. You call this a party. And you did this for one particular person because of one particular voice. Now that person is not in there. And somebody wants to inherit that same structure. But you see, you know why you are failing. The person who wants to inherit this structure will never, ever be seen as a true member of the MPP. Because he himself, he was an imposition. Who doesn't know that it was Ajia Lima who was the choice for animate? And who doesn't know that at Alisa, you impose Bawumia? And the same man, Ken Ofori Atta, was the orchestrator of that imposition. Who doesn't know? So you see, you kept planting the seeds under Akufo Addo. You plant deceit throughout. I will tell you, and you may accept, you may not accept. Bawumia was never a choice of Akufo Addo. And all those around Akufo Addo will never support Bawumia. Because they know the truth. The only reason you saw certain people supporting Bawumia so that the NPP will cure that assertion that they use the Northerners to get what they want, and they do dump them. That was why most of you guys were rallying around Dr. Bawumia. So again, you planted deceit. Now you have to deal with that deceit. When the man who had so much influence is no longer the president and has not got the power to do certain things, people are more bold to come against that choice that was made yesterday. That is the reason you are seeing the things you are seeing. So it is not what is happening. It is the things you planted, the things you did. Today, let me be blunt with you. You know, there were issues after Sunyani. But it took the chairman, I think Odwe size, to exert authority and say, hey, shut up. If you have lost, sit there and be quiet. Any other issues as a party we will take. But such a party as the NPP, you made this small boy who does not have any clout a general secretary. Are you serious? And I mean no to the gentleman, but if you look at the class of people, the daroches and all that, and you look at the weight of this one, trust me. And the reason why I would describe him as a small boy, a non-functioning chairman. And it is all because of this deceit you want to perpetrate. This is just the results. I am telling you, and take me as a prophet today, what is going on? Even after the primaries, it will be worse. You said the NPP has not come to an end. It came to an end long ago. Long ago. When you planted these deceits. When you said just anybody can become a chairman because that person patronizes a particular person. That's all. Look at the Bono area, where those days you have the JH Mensens and the weight of the JH Mensens. Look at the person you made the chairman from the Bono side. Look, you are calling. Look, I mean, your party was dead long ago. Ashanti region, look at the one you made the chairman. Greater Accra, my friend. Look at those you made chairman. All because of what? One person. And making sure that that person has absolute authority over the party. So, for me, look, I don't wish them well.
At least
wish them well.
I don't wish the
Just a wish.
NPP well. And you know why I don't wish them well? Because internally, they don't accept dissenting views.
That is the current situation.
That is not the current situation.
No, I'm saying that it's now that they do that.
Well, I mean, when you say current, it looks like this administration, the current administration, it started before this administration in terms of the party. They don't. I think after Akufo, everything collapsed.
Yeah.
You don't have to speak out. You don't have to look. All these things happening? Ask yourself, how did Dr. Nyauta Maklo got to where he is today? Have you asked yourself that? There are still people who are non-NPP, who have weight, who when they speak, people will listen. Right? But where are they? They are not talking. Why are they not talking? Even now, as we speak, if the NPP is a party that is thinking, you will not have the kind of leadership you have in parliament. Because this is the time you need people who will speak, for people to listen. People, look, you see the numbers you had. You've had less, comparatively. You've had less.
Yeah.
But those days,
Exactly.
when they stood up to speak in parliament, their voices transcend to almost every corner of this country. The people you have there, even when they speak, it doesn't get to the speaker. You say the party will not die. It is dead. The MPP is dead. And that is why the last time I said that the only good thing we can do for ourselves in the NDC is to be our own opposition. To check whatever government is doing, our own self, and not to be swayed by the fact that we are in government, we are doing well, and therefore we will leave things to chance. No.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.